Hey guys, welcome to a recap of episode 23 of Big Brother 17.
Well, this is the night everyone's been waiting for.
Buckle up! It's time for the double eviction.
Mofos. All right, so it's Vanessa versus Shelly for the first eviction.
That's like a dream week. Dream nominations.
Pretty much. Shelly thinks, well, I'm gonna lay low.
Vanessa's definitely the target, so I don't have to do anything this week.
So easy.
Well,
is it?
I don't know. Vanessa wants some friggin' answers for why she's on the block. So she tracks down Becky in the backyard and she's just like, yo, why am I on the block?
Why so harsh, bruh? I wanna know.
And Becky's
You're a
just like,
cold-hearted person. Becky could barely even get up and look at her.
I don't want to talk about this. I'm done.
I don't understand. It doesn't compute.
What we didn't get to see was when Vanessa kept claiming that Becky yelled at her. There was no yelling there at all. But anyway.
All right, well.
Vanessa's on the campaign trail now.
She talks to Steve. She's like,
I have your vote, right? Steve is just like,
well, if it's good for my game.
Ooh, wrong answer, Steve. Wrong answer.
Well, little comic relief, this little guy strikes again.
Even though it's double eviction night, they had enough time to squeeze in a James prankster
It was a quickie.
moment.
It was a real all-pleasure quickie.
He snuck into Julia's bed before she was in there, hid under the covers, she gets into that bed, and he's all, It was great.
So good.
That was a good one.
All right, well, Vanessa, campaigning's not enough. She's got to go rat out Becky.
That's part of her campaigning.
Well,
she's like, yo, Becky's a rat. You can't trust her. You gotta get rid of her. Why are you gonna do her dirty work? So James is just like,
it's true, but
I just want to say, like, I'm a little bit annoyed. I know they were very, they didn't have a lot of time to show what actually happened this week.
They
but it's
cut
kind
it
of
to ribbons.
It's kind of annoying that Vanessa's like getting the credit here for like turning the tide when they were already deciding that they wanted to keep her before she started campaigning to them. So it's just like, it's kind of annoying that she's getting the credit for that. Just saying.
It's time for Julie check-in, and it's double eviction, bitches.
All right, time for the two nominees to plead their cases.
All right, well, Shelly's like, happy birthday, Jason.
Get out of here, you suck up.
Home.
He doesn't want to hear it.
I don't know why she's sucking up to him. He's not on jury or anything. He's just at home with Mom.
Oh, Jason, we love you. Okay, and happy birthday to Jason. And then Shelly was like, y'all, I just want to say, Clay, I miss you. Mommy loves you.
Brass tacks. All right, so then Vanessa's like, 10 years ago, I wrote...
When she was in law school, don't forget.
Oh, that's true. How could I forget? I wrote blah, 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 blah. So deep, who cares? Sorry I made you all fall asleep, but I wrote in my journal, and here I am now.
Okay, it's time to vote. Wake up and vote.
And vote. Oh my God.
The best moment of this whole episode was when Johnny Mac went in to do his vote and Julie was like, hey, Johnny, what's up? Or whatever.
What do you want?
And yeah, he was like, what do you want? What do you want?
What's your vote?
Even Julie was like,
she loved it.
It was great.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it was amazing.
All
so
right.
It was a unanimous vote. 8-0. Shelly, get out of here.
That was good.
Okay.
Then it took a little turn after that. But Shelly and Julie check in. Yes, she was betrayed by Vanessa, even though they were working together.
So Julie was like, well, do you want to see Vanessa follow you in this double eviction? And Shelly's like, I don't know.
I don't know anything right now.
Yeah, so then she's like, let's talk about Clay.
You are 33, and Clay is much, much younger than you. So
I was waiting for a question relating to that. But it didn't.
Was none.
Like, Julie was just trying to get that jab in there, which is funny because, Julie, how old is your husband? What? Just saying. Just saying.
It's different. Do you think it was the showman's?
Is that why you're here?
Do you love him?
That's a loaded question.
I asked Clay also.
She didn't say what he said.
No, she didn't.
All right. Well, who are you rooting for, Shelly?
Oh, well, Stevie and John.
What?
Really? I'm
Julie
shocked.
seemed pretty shocked by that.
I'm a little shocked, too.
I wasn't shocked.
I'm not shocked about John, but I am shocked about Steve.
After seeing what went down this week, there was definitely an alliance forming between Shelly, Steve, and John. So it doesn't surprise me.
All right. Well, it's time for the HOH competition.
Gotta keep it moving here.
Everyone, get out to the yard. You've been watching...
Get out now!
You've been watching video clips, aka Vines. I guess they couldn't mention Vine because it's like copyrighted or whatever, or branded.
Well, so it's time to get loopy.
Loopy, exactly. Video loops. 16 of them were on the wall earlier this week.
Last night.
And I'm going to ask you some true or false questions, and you better get them right or you're sitting on the bench.
All right.
And if nobody... No, that was the other one.
That's the other one.
All right, so James, Liz, Meg, and Jackie were all out first.
Oh my God,
Talk
okay.
about a worst case scenario.
Now this was really weird because when all of them were studying last night, I remember Vanessa saying like, and they're giving you wrong information. They were talking to Austin, and they brought up the Clay clip that they all went out on about how he had the dish in his other hand. So it's almost like
they flipped it.
They knew that they were gonna get that wrong. I'm gonna conspiracy theory.
Do you think they like flipped the?
No. I'm saying it's almost like they put that question in there to trip them up. Conspiracy theory again. I'm just saying it's something I noticed. Something I noticed.
Okay. Well,
so the goblins, what I'm trying to say, were all out on that same question.
But in the end, it came down to unbelievably Austin, James, and John. I'm sorry, Austin, John, and Steve.
Whoa!
And Steve won the HOH.
I don't think he was planning on doing that.
I think he crapped himself.
If you go back and watch his reaction after he wins, he's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So Steve has to come up with some nominations, and no one's talking to him in the living room. No one's
what the
even
hell
looking
was
at
that?
him.
Oh my God! Some people were saying that production told them they had to sit down in the living room, but I don't know because usually.
But
Double eviction night, everybody's like scrambling, and like they wouldn't even talk to him casually if that was the case.
They wouldn't look at him. They wouldn't
look at him. It was very
look at him.
strange. It was really strange.
So he opens his mouth after the commercial comes back.
I'm gonna nominate Meg and Jackie.
I was like, what are you doing?
So then I was like, okay, obviously, like, he's setting up a backdoor plan here. Who's it gonna be? What's going on? So then it's time for the Power Veto competition.
All right, so
we got our HOH Steve, 2 nominees, Meg and Jackie.
And John, James, and Vanessa were picked out of the bag while the commercial was on. So the POV comp is the old slippery slope.
Oh.
It's the tilt board with the 3 holes in it, and you have to get your ball in one in each hole in order.
Right.
And if nobody wins it in 3.5 minutes,
blah 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 blah. We got it.
Who's ever got more balls than Julie wins.
Well, I don't know. Okay, so long story short, medium story short, John wins the Power Veto. Johnny Mac. So it's just like, what? Like, this whole thing was just very like, what?
I felt so sick at this point because I didn't know what the F he was going to do.
Yeah, so we see a brief clip of Johnny Mac and Steve talking. And
Johnny Mac's like...
in the cabana room, and he's just like, ark, ark. Yeah, so then it's time for the POV ceremony.
Let's plead.
What's going to happen?
Meg says... I didn't have any secrets or dirty work.
You're all so hot. Keep me. Oh my God, I'll use a veto.
Jackie's like, same as Meg.
Okay.
And then John gets up there, and I'm like, oh man, he's definitely gonna have to like take down Jackie because whoever they put up there against Meg is gonna go.
There's no way that Meg is going home against anyone. Like, no.
Right.
No.
So John's like, there's no guarantee on who's going to get put up as a replacement, so I'm not using it.
What? Okay, thoughts? I'm thinking that John was worried that Becky would go up, so he was like, well, I'm not going to use it. But did Steve ask him to use it? I don't know. The feeds are going to be super interesting tonight. So anyway, that means Meg and Jackie are still up on the block.
And what the F was going on with Steve? Right before the commercial break, he was, I gotta go. I need a minute, guys.
Meg and Jackie were asking for an explanation, like why they were up on the block, and he was just like, I can't talk right now.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was.
So thanks a lot, Steve. Hope your tooth hurts.
Oh, that's so mean.
Is it?
Yes. Dental drama is no joke.
All right, well, he's got Johnny Mac there to help him.
Whoa, are you hating on Johnny Mac?
No, I'm hating on Steve right now because I don't understand why he did that. I feel like Vanessa, you're an awful person.
Well, it's time for another person to be evicted.
All right, so it's time to plead again. Like, we didn't just hear it 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, so Meg is like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm gonna do in this house without you, Jackie, or like out of the house, or like whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Jackie's just like, I love everything. It was an unfortunate miscommunication.
Yeah, so then everyone's like, what? What does that mean? All right, it's time for the vote, and by a vote of 6-1, Jackie was evicted. If you're wondering, the one vote to keep her was Becky.
Yeah. So, Julie and Jackie have a little chat.
I gotta say, Jackie had a very classy exit.
She did,
and James was all like,
everybody loved
come
her.
back.
She got a really great applause.
Yeah.
And she thinks that Steve was afraid that she was coming after him.
Apparently Steve, which is true, was concerned that Jackie was going to backdoor him that week that she was HOH and she wanted to backdoor Austin, but he thought it was going to be him.
It was really Austin.
That's at least the reason that probably Vanessa told her to give her. Told him to give her.
All right. She played better without Jeff. Duh. So it was a very short interview.
Yeah,
but
they had to keep it moving.
Do you want to be the new HOH for this week?
Go James! Go Meg!
I think I'd really like to see James. Maybe Johnny Mac. If all else fails,
Can
Becky.
we trust him?
I don't know.
All right.
I'd like to see Steve go out the door next.
What about Vanessa? Don't let her coast by now.
It's true. Now I feel so sick right now.
I'm upset that Jackie's gone, but somebody will be coming back potentially, so.
True.
Who's it gonna be?
Jackie.
Let us know in the comments. All right, guys. It's been wild. Make sure you tune in for Sunday.
Check out the spoiler later from today. She'll have the HOH winner. And until tomorrow,
much love.
Edit.